All right, welcome to Lunch Break Live, everybody. It is day 7 of the 21-day Kickstart, and I'm here with my dear friend Roberto Carboni.
Hello everybody, welcome.
And he's look at him, he's a real chef. He's got the whole deal going on, and I love this logo, WFPB Chef. What does that stand for?
Whole food plant-based.
Yeah, whole food plant-based, and that's what the 21-day Kickstart is all about. It's about, we started January 1st, and we're just doing these companion videos for that in case you haven't tuned in before, and we're doing every day on Lunch Break Live with Jane Velez-Mitchell, with Jane Unchained Live. We are doing the recipes that go along with the app. So it's a really nice app that you guys can download to your iPhone or your Android, and really great recipes. And this is from the Physicians Committee for Responsible Medicine. And I'm a Food for Life chef with them. I've taught classes since around 2005 here in San Diego County, and just thrilled to bring this to a wider audience. So. Yeah, so today's recipes I'm really excited about. So it's kind of like, almost, even though it's San Diego, it's wintertime, but it's kind of like a summer menu, right? But it could be any time, right?
Yeah, it's warm. It's all way over in the 70s.
And it's the 70s today, right? So we can pretend we're barbecuing.
Yeah.
So we're doing Portobello burgers, right? And and a lentil
Portobello
salad.
mushroom burger and a lentil salad.
Yeah.
With veggies.
Yeah, and so Chef Roberto here, he is our chef today, and I'm going to be a sous chef, and I'm going to also show you one recipe too towards the end. So let's get going.
Plus we're using balsamic, so that's one main ingredient. I still miss the olive oil that I gave up 3 years ago, but we have balsamic, so that makes me feel it's more Italian.
And you have your vegetable broth, right? So
yeah, this Kickstart is great. In fact, actually, I'm doing it with my family, try to still complete the circle with my wife. She's doing great on mostly plant-based. Okay. So, but this is great because it shows you each recipe for the 21 days, and it makes it much easier. I compiled a little list of things to buy and prepare for usually on Sunday for the week, so that it's even easier. Everything is ready, and she can cook too.
Yeah,
so,
and prep is amazing. Like it
prep
can really
is very
help
important,
you.
because many ingredients will last quite a few days in the fridge prepared, especially like the lentils, the grains, beans. I even keep potato peeled and chopped in water. They keep good.
Yeah.
So
great. And I find that if you keep them like separate like this and not mixed together, then it lasts for long. And I'm gonna keep it at full too, and lid really tightly on it. You can keep it for a while.
And then you can make a salad or a saute, quickly, a soup, whatever. So we're using beluga lentils, which are great. And lentil, of course, I found out is the legume that has the most protein in compared to anyone else.
Yeah. And we want to start with the burgers because we have that hot.
Yeah. Let's start while we cook the burgers. I mean the portobello for the burgers. We're gonna do the salad.
We'll do the salad.
So we're gonna. This is a little. No, it's fine. Okay, so we're gonna make a little kind of marinade of the vinegar. With a little of the broth. Excuse me. Probably even better. We're gonna evaporate. There we go.
We got the heat going here.
Let's lower it. I will sit in there. So the vegetable broth with a little of the vinegar. There we go. And the garlic.
All right, let's see how he cuts the garlic up here.
So it gives them a nice
flavor. Do it really quick.
Yeah. Gives them a nice flavor for the portobello. Okay, now we can raise it up a little. Okay. And then a little of the paprika, right?
And so what type? That's a smoked paprika.
The smoked paprika, yes. Just a little. And a little bit of salt. Not right here.
Yeah.
And then we're going to put also some on the portobello itself. So, let's see. We took just the stem out and we rinse them a little. We're going to make all 4?
Yeah, you should.
Okay. There we go. And then I'm gonna actually sprinkle a little of the vinegar also inside. Now this is also, of course, for convenience, some people have the panini grill, would be great at home. Or even just put them in the oven at about 375. They cook very good in the oven as well. But we want to show you.
That to me is the easiest. I always just, every time I go to specialty produce, I pick up like 4 or 5 really big like portobello mushrooms, and then I put them in the oven, just roast them with a little bit of balsamic, a little rosemary, maybe a little Bragg's pepper, and then throw it in the oven for about a half hour, and then they get juicy and they're good for prep. They're good for anything
A little salt and pepper.
that you might want to use mushrooms for.
A little salt and pepper.
Yeah.
And yeah, not to confuse the smoked paprika is not spicy. Not to confuse with cayenne pepper.
Yeah.
But it gives it a great flavor.
So it's, instead of grilling, you can use that.
Yeah.
And you know, it's a little easier if you don't have a grill or don't want to get outside or whatever.
So we're gonna make sure that it doesn't get too dry underneath. So we want to move them around a little. And put a little more.
Here's this guy.
Put a little more liquid.
And this is your homemade broth,
I made my broth because it's very simple with the trimming. When I do the preparation, onions, carrots, celery. I can even put a couple of pieces of mushroom if I have. Today I put a little bit of bok choy stem, and then some bay leaves that I have in the garden. Some other herbs. I can put some leaves of sage and rosemary. Some peppercorn. Obviously in oil. I start by cooking the onions by itself, get them a little golden, so it gives a little more flavor. And then the rest of the veggies, and then it goes all the water, and let it cook for about 45 minutes, an hour, and you have your vegetable broth. Instead of buying it $2.99.
And it's all less waste. Yeah. You've got a reusable container there.
Exactly.
And yeah, I was telling him that I just keep my scraps in the freezer, like the ends of onions and the celery and all that stuff, so it's really free broth that I make. So yeah. Oh, what happens is when it turns.
Maybe you got wet.
Oh, when you lift it, it turns off.
Okay, I'm sorry. Yeah.
No worries.
All right. So in the meantime, we cooked the lentils already. The lentil also cook much faster than any other beans. About 20 minutes, right? 25 minutes. Maybe half an hour at the most.
Those little belugas.
We started with the cucumbers, and we have peppers, so we'll cut the rest. So usually I just quarter the peeled cucumber to make it quicker. I just quarter, take away the seeds, and you can also leave the skin. More vitamins and fiber. And we make a dice. We're gonna put everything in there. And then the pepper.
I love that technique.
This is easy. Take away the white part and the seeds. Alright, and then we're just gonna slice.
Everybody, you don't need to be a professional chef
to make
these recipes.
Just make sure you keep your finger tucked in so you don't get cut. That's all.
Yeah. And then Louie's gonna grab one.
Okay.
She loves veggies.
And then we just make little dice like we did for the cucumbers.
Here, let me grab it for her. Veggie. Louie. There you go. There you go. There's your pepper. There it is. Right here.
Nice and colorful. These are striped pepper, if you notice. They're kind of red and orange and yellow.
They're so pretty.
They're very pretty, yeah. But you can use an orange or a yellow or a red, whatever you like, or even both.
Yeah. And that's kind of what that is.
Yeah.
It's everything. Nice dice on that.
That's that. And then we're gonna do the tomato. And we need sorreda knife for that. Same thing, diced. Yeah, I think when you have everything listed like that, the recipe with the instruction and day by day, breakfast, lunch and dinner, makes it much easier for people also to try new things.
With the grocery list.
Yeah, that's what we're doing at home. And we kind of look forward to what we're gonna have.
These smell amazing, you guys. They smell so good. Mushrooms. Now mushrooms are a great way to have more of a meaty experience. You can add them to all kinds of things. You know, add them to your pasta sauces, add them to your stews, and then you get that chew that a lot of people are missing when they give up meat. So, and then you can really get a nice savory, meaty flavor, right, with mushrooms. And they're, you know, as opposed to causing cancer like meat can, they actually can help to prevent cancer. So they can actually, there's some compounds in mushrooms that can cut off the flow to feeding cancer cells and to actually keep them from growing and forming. So mushrooms every day or so is a great idea. I'm going to add a little more veggie broth here.
I left the scene for a second. Okay.
Yeah.
So then we have olives. We decided to use two kinds. The calamatas are very flavorful. Already peated.
Each one has its own little flavor, right?
Yeah. And then the green olives also great. You can just use whatever you have around. We slice them lengthwise. And then, of course, if you got some other things laying around the house, I think it would be good. You could put hearts of palms. You could put the artichokes that they sell in the cans already, things like that. But we want to make it simple. So here we go. Now we got the olives. And peppers. And then we're gonna chop some garlic, actually sliced. And we got some shallots from Tracy's garden, right, Tracy?
Absolutely. Yeah. So, yeah, a lot of people don't know that you can just take these. You get them from the store or whatever. These are a lot longer than what you're going to get from the store, but you
Replant them.
Replant it down. You just dig a hole, put it in. It grows a new scallion, green onion, whatever you want to call it.
Even carrot will grow from the top. If you put it in water, it will start a root.
That's what we were talking about with even like romaine lettuce too. You can just,
Yeah.
I think these are, do we gonna flip these?
We're gonna flip them, yes,
Okay.
definitely. And maybe a little more broth, yeah. There we
Yeah,
go.
so the broth's gonna help bring up that
They're
flavor.
starting to cook already. And these are very fresh, so they're thicker, actually.
Yeah, they might take a little longer.
Yeah.
So I turned it down a little bit so
Yeah.
they can just kind of like cook through, and then we can get some searing going on later. Oh, look at that.
Okay.
Yeah, the recipe didn't call for that, but I have them, and so it just adds that more flavor, a little bit of bite. But I think the olives are going to add a really nice flavor too. That people might not think to put olives in there, but you know, that's just if you're missing the olive oil or you're missing.
Exactly.
You don't have to add so much salt because that's actually adding salt plus the olive oil flavor, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
In fact, I make a dressing where I put olives.
Oh, do you blend it?
Blend it with a little avocado, and it gives it almost like an olive oil flavor.
Oh, man.
So, freshly grounded black pepper, of course, and this is Himalayan pink salt.
That's the pinkest I've ever found.
Very trendy right now. Not a lot because the olives already have actually some of that. And hopefully we don't miss anything. So, yeah, paprika. No, that was the other one.
Oh, it has a little vinegar in it too.
Yes.
Right?
So, yes. Okay, lentils, tomatoes, cucumber, red pepper, garlic, olives, okay, fresh basil and balsamic. We got beautiful plant of basil in here that Tracy is taking care of it. All my basil died in my garden because of the cold. So I'll plant it next month.
I like to tell people though, even if it dies, you know, and you buy a plant like this, it costs like $4. But to buy a package of basil is going to cost you $4.
Oh yeah, exactly, absolutely.
So you might as well, you know, you're never hardly ever going to use it all.
My plants have been doing so good, and then I cut the branches and they keep growing. Yeah. I had basil non-stop since last spring.
Cool.
There we go. Nice basil, always a good flavor. There we go. And then vinegar. Now, for these, actually, I'm going to use this vinegar, which is a little more reduced, almost like a glaze. But you can have the regular balsamic, it's fine, of course. This is a little thicker.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
That's so pretty.
Yeah. And then we just toss the whole thing, right?
Yeah, yeah.
We toss the whole thing.
How do we get the camera on this? I'll take a photo of you.
Yeah. Smells yummy.
This looks good.
There we go.
I love it.
These, if you feel like you're not gonna be enough food, you can get some whole wheat pita bread, stuff it in there, or some sliced whole grain bread, right? Even tortilla, and this is a great meal. That's it. There we go, lentil salad with balsamic vinegar, garlic, basil, peppers, olives, cucumbers, and tomatoes.
Not suffering.
Not suffering at all. This would be a good meal. I can probably finish the whole thing by myself. All right?
All right, cool. Okay. So
Buon appetito.
All right, so let's get into our sweet potatoes now.
Yes.
So we can finish that up and make a burger, but let's get the sweet potatoes going. I actually made some ahead because they do take a little time. So actually these are yams versus sweet potatoes. I call them yams, but officially I guess there's just a variety of sweet potato, right? Yeah. So I already did half of it. It's a really big one. And now my chef skills are going to pale in comparison. So, you know, so I'm trying to get a little French fry type of a slice here. And so you want to, let's each do one. How's that? You do one, I'll do one. Okay? Let's see how we go. This knife is not as good. This is what I do. So I do that.
Make them nice and long like this.
Make some French fries. Now people, if this looks like too much work, you know, you can just cut it into slices too and cook it. And I do that all the time. I call them, then they're medallions.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. There we go.
And that's super easy.
Put them in the bowl.
Yeah, let's put them in the bowl. We'll spice them up. So this recipe calls to spray them a little bit with some cooking spray, and that's going to help to crisp them up. Honestly, I do make them oil-free a lot, but a little tiny bit of oil is probably not going to make that much of a difference, and it will to help crisp them up and brown them quite a bit. So there we go. So we got our nice fries. And then we can just give it, I mean, seriously, it's like that much. This is avocado.
Yes,
so avocado is a good high heat oil. What other high heat oils are there? Like grapeseed oil?
Olive
things
oil.
Like that, olive oil.
A little black pepper?
Yeah, a little pepper, turmeric. Doesn't call for turmeric, but I put turmeric on
great, yeah.
everything.
Every time you have an opportunity to use turmeric, it's just a plus, no?
That's the way I look at it too. And this recipe calls for allspice. So allspice, we used it when I did a demo a couple of days ago. And again, it's not a bunch of spices mixed together. It's an actual spice that's been grated. So it's the thing itself, but it has a kind of tastes like it has a bunch of spices in it, right? It has kind of a clovey, cinnamon, nutmeg taste to it. Just helps to bring out the flavor. I think it called for garlic. Oh, I think this is almost gone. Garlic pieces, but we can just put some garlic powder. This is another shortcut. Is onion powder, a little bit of salt, just a touch, and just really just what you like, right? In this. And what else was there? Oh, and some thyme. So this is also from the garden. Easy, easy, easy to grow. Another one that's super easy to grow.
Yeah, and very strong. Grows throughout the year.
And you know, it's something I don't use a lot of, so I'm really happy that, you know, to not buy a whole bunch of it and have it sitting there and go bad or whatever in the fridge. So just do a little. You can put some, rosemary is also super easy to grow. Don't have that right now, but I have it in my garden. Yeah, and then you just toss everything. And so the little bit of oil is going to help it stick. But if you don't want to use oil at all, you can use a little vegetable broth. It's going to also moisten them. In fact, I'm going to throw a little in because I think I did go really light on the oil. So that's going to help moisten everything and help the spices get distributed. There we go. Okay, look. So he's put some onions in there now.
I added some onions. I like them cooked rather than raw. And these are yellow onions. You could definitely use red onions too. They're very good. Just caramelize them a little in the same tasty juice that we make in here with the mushroom.
Let me put this down here. Yeah.
As you see, this one was a little thinner. It's almost ready. These are almost ready. The bigger one is going to take a little longer, but we're
look
almost,
how much they've shrunken up.
Yeah. We're almost ready to eat here.
So I had already made some, and I want to show you guys, if you're using parchment paper, I use that a lot. I actually will turn the parchment paper over and reuse it, you know? Just, it's more environmental, and you just less buying stuff. That's my way of looking at it. Yeah, less waste, less. And then I just kind of keep it around, and then when it gets super soiled, I throw it out, but or really burnt up or something. But I ended up getting it at Costco. I've been using it so much that I wanted to save money, so I got it at Costco. Got the big thing of parchment. So you just lay them out, and then you just put them in the oven at 375, and take about 30 or 40 minutes. And I think the recipe calls to broil them, but you know, they might get brown enough just with that. You know, maybe yes or maybe no. I don't like them super burnt, so I like to just put it in the oven. All right. Set the timer for about 30 minutes. And through the miracle of TV, what do we have here? Some are done. So these are your nice like fries, and super tasty. They're just they have so many spices on them, they're gonna be really good by themselves, but you could put them with ketchup if you wanted to, or some mustard. I make a homemade mayo that is made with tofu. It's oil-free. And
what is the recipe?
The recipe, it's tofu and miso, Dijon, and apple cider vinegar, and a little bit of cashews. Yeah, and blend. So the cashews are kind of optional, but they do make it a lot creamier.
Oh yeah.
In fact, I'll get it. I always have it on hand. And we used to, we used to really go through Veganase a lot in our family, especially when we were raising the kids, and we would be putting Veganase on everything.
But
and
this
I
is
would
better.
rather
This is
reduce
actually
fat.
whole food.
Yeah, but it's still, I realized how much oil was in it.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
And
this is much healthier like that than,
and
than
so
the Veganase.
I just kept looking
Just
at
as
recipes.
good.
It's tasty, but it's mostly oil.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just kept looking at recipes and trying to, trying different ones, and this is what I came up with.
Wow.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Do you sell it?
Not yet. Talking about that, I wanted to present you with something for your kids. Thinking about some messing around during the holidays. I mess around with making gifts and things like that. And see, these are our whole food cookies. These are peanut butter lentil cookies. So you can bring those to your kids, and
really?
or just eat them all on the way home. Chef.
No. I like my kids. They love peanut butter, and
good.
They love lentils now too. We made just a lentil. How do you call that? One of those pie for lentil.
Shepherd's pie?
Shepherd pie.
Yeah.
With mashed potato on top. They loved it. Yeah.
Well, that's so good.
Yeah,
Who wouldn't,
came out
right?
good.
Who wouldn't like that?
Yeah.
So.
And I put a touch of Italian in there.
Yeah.
Made it almost like a ragu, a meat ragu of lentils.
Yeah.
So
they
it
like
came out
the
tasty.
Italian flavors. I'm sure
red
they
wine,
got an Italian dad.
Red wine and tomatoes. So these are actually ready. These two are ready. This needs a little more, but we could assemble the
let's assemble a burger
shortly.
Let's go for it.
The onions are almost ready as well. Smells good. You should have smell-o-vision.
Oh, I was going to toast this a little bit. But
we're going to toast the buns. We couldn't find the, I was looking for Ezekiel. You said they have them at, what's it called again? Tracy, I'm sorry, the store?
Jimbo's?
Jimbo's. At Jimbo's,
but that's
they
a
have,
local to San Diego store?
Ezekiel makes great whole grain with no oil. Burger buns and hot dog buns, just like the bread. I just couldn't find it today, but I didn't go to Jimbo's.
Jimbo's, right.
I will go to Jimbo's and get it.
Yeah.
This is a generic brand or wheat, but it will do the job.
Oh, actually, we can use these. Oh, these look nice.
So, super easy. This one, I think, will make everybody happy at home.
So tell us your vegan story, Chef. So what happened?
Well, as a chef...
and where did you used to work?
I thought I was eating healthy, comparing to my colleagues and in general people, but I was still addicted, of course, being Italian, to the Parmesan cheese and the olive oil and the breads and all that. But I was eating already as much as possible whole wheat, no dairy milk for more than 25 years. However, slowly but surely, starting 2012, 2013, I started not necessarily feel sick, but of course gaining more weight. And then every time I would go to the doctor, something came up. Like cholesterol, it wasn't terrible high, but about 200. And then high blood pressure came in, which was very surprising for me. And then I always had acid reflux. And then they found gallstones and fatty liver. Nothing was really bad, but everything was starting to pile up. Of course, joint pain, psoriasis, eczema, whatever you call it.
And working as a chef.
And working as a chef, the temptation and the physical job. And so finally, fortunately, I was able to get the new job that I got, which is, it's a blessing, and I have more time. And so no more excuses for me. After the last thing they found, I was getting these terrible headaches sometimes. I ended up at the hospital. I had a little lack of oxygen, and the doctor figured out I had sleeping apnea, which is the latest thing that the medical, are found. It seems like everybody qualified for sleeping apnea, and I didn't quite believe it. In fact, I think they misdiagnosed because it was more of the acid reflux. Long story short, I decided no more excuses, and I went to, I was already attracted, I already noticed the China study book, and the Engine 2 diets. And then a fantastic job with the book from Dr. Michael Greger, which is here next week, which is How Not to Die. No, Not to Die, excuse me.
How Not to Diet.
Exactly. The latest one is How Not to Diet.
But we'll be in San Diego this weekend.
So excellent information in there. And then finally what did it for me was the STAR solution of Dr. McDougall. Why? because when I tried to diet a little and I was in vegetables, I was not successful. You know,
You
because
weren't
I didn't,
satisfied.
exactly, I wasn't satisfied. And in fact, that is the story. You need starchy vegetable and legumes and grains to satisfy, to fill you up. Because vegetables alone, they have great nutrition, of course, and fruit also, but they don't really fill you up as much. And being a big eater and all that, that helped in transition. And finally, in July 1st of 2017, I switched. I never looked back. And now it's already 2.5 years, so I lost quite some weight. I need to lose some more, I know, don't mention it. But that's what I'm working, that's why I'm doing this actually 21-day Kickstart. I'm doing it with my family. But beside that, thank God, no more high cholesterol, no more high blood pressure, no, the gallstone don't bother me anymore, no more fatty liver. I was actually even pre-diabetic, no more. I don't use the machine for more than 3 years for sleeping apnea. I mean, much more energy, sleeping better, better moods. I just, you know, I just couldn't be more grateful.
That's awesome.
And thank you too, I followed you too. And Tracy's a leader here in Southern California for us. It's a blessing to have people like you doing what you do.
Yeah.
So join us at least for this 21 day and you will see.
Yeah. And then if you're in Southern California and you want to come in person on Thursday nights, actually starting a week from this Thursday, we'll be on the 16th together here in my kitchen, and featuring Dr. Neil Bernard's videos, my cooking. It's fun, demos, recipes, all different from the recipes we're doing here for the Kickstart, and it's great information. Each class, the power of your plate, let's go, getting in gear, breaking the food seduction. That's a huge one for people. Keys to natural appetite control. We're getting into all that stuff, getting in depth into it to help people control and actually just gain power over themselves and their food. And it shouldn't, your food shouldn't be in charge of you. You should be in charge of your food, right? So,
absolutely.
So that's really what this is about. And we also do the power food of the week, and that's what I've been instituting lately. Is we do a little prep during the class, and people actually bring containers and bring the food home. It'll be like cooked kale or cooked bean or something like that, and I give them recipes to make it at home. So no excuses. They get going in the kitchen right away. All right, these are toasted.
I think that's my issue. I'm still addicted. That's my issue. I'm still addicted to food. Even though I'm eating healthy, I overeat all the time. It's like being a chef is like being an alcoholic that works as a bartender. It's kind of tough to avoid.
Yeah,
even though I don't cheat, I still eat vegan. Sometimes, you know, especially the nuts, the avocado, you know, the pastas, even though it's all food, it may have more calories than what I actually need.
Sure.
So, okay, so these are ready. We're gonna
plate it up.
You want to put a little mayonnaise?
Oh, I think we should. Everybody likes a little mayo, and guilt-free is even better, right?
Onions okay?
Yeah, but let me spread it a little bit. Oh, these are bigger buns than I thought. Okay, here we go. A little more, a little more. Yeah, so onions, those look amazing. I love grilled onions like that. I'm not a big fan of super raw onions. But onions are super healthy for you. They're a great thing to include every day. The way I eat raw onions, guys, is, I was telling Chef, I like to marinate them with a little bit of water and vinegar, and just let them sit in the water for just a few, like 10 minutes or so, and then all of a sudden they're palatable. I digest them better. They don't repeat. So that's another way to include raw onions.
There we go. And here we go. Nice Portobello, nice and Oops. And yeah.
Nice.
And
what else?
That's about it. Yeah.
Yeah, lettuce and yeah. And we have some fries on the side.
We smoked the house here.
Mm-hmm.
There we go.
Oh yeah, we could turn on. Oh, we'll do that later. Turn on the vent. Nice.
And yeah.
And then some fries on the side, and we have this amazing salad here. So I like to use a little ice cream scoop to make a nice display.
You want to serve it together like this?
Mm-hmm.
You can even go kind of like this.
Oh.
Yummy! Hey, yummy, did you know it was an Italian word? They took it from us.
Oh, really? I believe it.
There we go.
I believe it.
Alright. Look at that.
And so what's going on here too is the lentils are going to be very filling. So it's got the fiber in it, it's got the protein. So this is a really great meal because the mushrooms are going to be that satisfying meat-like consistency, but it doesn't really, it's not as filling. Exactly. So having the legume with it is going to help a lot.
Plus the potatoes as well,
And then you still have your fresh veggies too, right? And the potatoes are adding that starch that you talked about that we like, that fills us up and satisfies us.
And this, for the most part, it's the veggies are below 100 calories per pound. The potatoes, the sweet potatoes, one of the best starchy veggies you can have for nutrition, is got about 350 calories per pound. So, and then of course the mushrooms are very little calories if you're looking losing weight. The only thing that has a lot of calories is the bread, of course, and the olives. The rest, you know, no oil. This is a nice satisfying meal. Probably, I would say, at the most 400, 500 calories, you would say.
And that's pretty much what you want, right? You know, you want to make sure that your meals have some calories in them too, and but just not too many. And the thing is, it's where's the fat? There's a little bit of fat in the mayo because it has some cashews in it, some tofu.
Exactly.
But it's such a small amount. So this is an example of how you can fill up on a low-fat meal and be happy.
And what we know for now from studies from Dr. Greger, the carbs are very difficult work for the body to make them into fat right away, like some people think in the marketing scheme of things, they teach you that way. But no, it's the actual fat that stays as fat in your body. And then another thing that is great in this new book is that the calorie you eat for lunch, let's say in the daytime, doesn't retain as much fat as the calorie that you would eat later in dinner or later in the night. You know, the body gets rid of that, uses it much more efficiently.
Right. So. And these type of meals, they just keep working for you. So it's just a way of making your food work for you instead of against you. And like I said, you're just not suffering here at all.
Another thing I see, if you don't want to do too much preparation, if you're busy, what I could do also in here, in a nice sunny day like this, you would add a little lettuce to the salad, eat it with a piece of some bread or pita, like I was saying before, and that would be lunch. And then dinner would be the burger with the fries and maybe a little more greens of some kind. And you can split this whole thing.
Well, this was supposed to be lunch. And
there we go.
So we got lunch and dinner. So we're just eating like a king for lunch. You can just turn it off like that. There we go. It turns off. So, okay, who's doing the taste test? You, me.
Please.
All right, I'm excited. Okay, so I'm going to taste the salad here.
Looks great.
I need to get an olive in there.
I'm going to taste the fries.
This is my favorite type of thing. I love having those. And it's really great to have on hand, too, and for leftovers.
Yeah, because you can mix it up at the last minute. As long as you don't put the vinegar and salt in there, it will keep good salad as it is. You just dress it up at the last minute.
All right, here, let's show this burger here, how it looks inside. Look at that.
There we go. Looks like a piece of meat.
Oh my gosh. Okay, here we go. That is amazing. Wow.
Good. The balsamic gives it a nice strong flavor.
Oh my gosh, I'm not kidding. Everybody try all these foods, okay? Everybody, all right? I think we've sold everybody. Everybody out there. All right, well, thank you so much for those of you who are doing Veganuary and 21-day Kickstart and all those things this month. Next month with Plan Diego, we're gonna have a campaign called Veganuary. And so that's just keeping going with the momentum, because we don't want people to stop, right? You want to keep going, so we're going to offer some support to San Diegans, and there'll be some online things too for people who aren't in San Diego. So in the next couple days or so, we haven't got it all up yet, but check plantdiego.com or check our meetup, Plant Diego meetup, and you can follow us on Facebook too. And we're going to have a screening of Game Changers. Excellent. Yeah, we talked about having those. So we're going to have one February 1st. And that's going to be in San Diego, Linda Vista area. So again, thank you so much for joining us. And thank you, Chef, for chefing for us and for joining.
My pleasure. And to people that are looking, take the opportunity like I did. Once you did the 3 weeks, it's very much more likely you're going to stick with it, because you're going to feel so much better, you know, and you're going to also realize that healthy food doesn't mean bland and no flavor. This is very flavorful things that everybody can enjoy.
Yes, yes.
All right?
Yeah, I think we've given you some tools here to get going.
So start the new year the right way.
Absolutely, and keep going, all right? Varch, Vapril, Veg April. All right, everybody, thank you.
Thank you.